Wow. Ole. I'm sure you're used to that. Ole Morolo. Welcome to GAPTV.
Josiah, thank you so much for having me.
Wow. This girl, pretty as she is an amazing and beautiful performer on stage. You should have seen this girl. She's going to tell us a little bit about that. But welcome to GAPTV and thank you for honoring us, man.
Oh, no, thank you for the invitation. Like I did tell you, I was like, are you sure this is for me? I don't think this message is meant for me. This invite is, and you're like, yes, you.
Yes.
I'm like, okay. Has he been
shocked.
following my journey? Does he know that I'm like not in the arts right now?
This girl. And this is why I thought let's have a chat about that, because most of the graduates, after they've graduated university, which is going to tell us a little bit about that, they venture into other things, right? And I'm saying, I want the world to know it's okay.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
to venture into other things, because there's things we've benefited from the art school, right?
Definitely.
So you're going to tell us a little bit about that. But who are you? Wena? And then utumengani, you know?
Ole
Yes.
Morolo.
Come on.
The first time I can actually say my second name like that, because it took me so. I was always like, no. It's a kudu.
Yeah.
You know, because every time we'd be like, getting tortoise. I hated it.
Yeah.
But I've come to embrace it. I'm named after my grandmother, that name Kudu.
Yeah.
But I have taken it. I've taken her spiritual name, Grace.
Yes, Grace.
And I'm saying I'm Grace.
Wow.
And I can definitely say I've seen the grace of God in my life. So that's why I've really,
Beautiful.
I've really
Beautiful.
taken hold of that. So, Leboheng, giving thanks to God. So, my life basically means glorifying God every single day of my life. So,
Praise the Lord.
so that's who I am. First and foremost, I am a child of God.
Amen.
So if ever you want to know me, that's that. If you want to have a conversation with me, we're starting there.
Guys, I don't know, you know, if it that rubbed off long time ago, but this is it, man. These are the people that we are, connected with, right? Not just on the physical, also on the spiritual level.
Definitely.
It's good to hear that.
Yes. Ke Motswana.
Aha.
Wa Pitori.
Yeah.
So it's Pitori, there's a bit of dilution there.
Yeah,
It's diluted.
yeah.
I can't say who I'm like, I've got my roots here and
Yeah.
there. I just say Pretoria, and mom is from Amanskraal, my dad is from Artstrepreneurship. So
Wow.
yes, they went to TEF together. And
Sure.
So yeah, they've got their interesting love story. And then I was born as the third born, the baby of the family.
Wow.
So the last born. The only girl.
Right.
And I basically moved around a lot until we finally found ourselves in Krugersdorp, and been in Krugersdorp since 2000. But before that, it was like Rustenburg, Mokwase, Mafikeng. Like they've moved around a lot.
You've been around. So you can say you've been around, yeah.
But Krugersdorp is definitely home for now.
Yeah.
Until I start my family.
And I can see it's not far off, right?
Yay!
Yeah. It's not far off. Yeah.
I can't wait. Yeah, I really can't wait. I do have a son.
Right.
Definitely have a son, so I am a mother already.
I remember.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
So I'll get into that.
Yeah,
I'll definitely get into that. So he's 10 right now.
Right.
And basically, I went into this space thinking I'm gonna be famous.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be known for my beauty, my acting, and then God had another plan.
Wow.
God had another plan. I really think the trajectory of my life and where it's at right now, I never envisioned it.
Sure.
From when I said I'm gonna do drama.
Right.
I think as I was studying drama, I was like, okay, I'm starting to see, but it still didn't turn out the way I thought.
Sure.
But I went on. Let me.
No.
Who am I? Producer.
Yeah.
Definitely broadcaster.
Right.
So I'm behind the scenes most of the time.
Yeah.
Writer. Which in the making.
Come on. Yeah.
Writer in the making. Speaker. I'm putting it out
Wow.
there.
In the atmosphere. Come on, they're listening. Yeah.
And look, have I let the acting side of me die? The world has tried to steal that from me, but I think it's coming back.
It's coming back.
Yes.
Talking about that, I mean, you went to study, right? 2 questions. where did you study, right? And you can tell us a little bit about your qualifications, right? This is that space, right? Where you can tell us about your, things can fall apart also in the studio, right? Tell us a little bit about that. And the second question is, how do we know each other? So you can start first with your qualifications and, where you studied, and then how do we know each other? Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I went to the University of Pretoria, studied drama
Ducks.
there. Cheeky.
Yeah.
Yes, I studied drama and did my honors there as well in 2015. That's when I met you.
Yeah.
I met you in 2015.
And tell us about honors. How many years now?
It's just 1 year, but you do 3 years of your studies and then 1 year.
So which means you've been in institution for 4 years.
And then the gap year happened with the baby.
All right. Oh, yes, of course.
So I took a gap year because I was pregnant and then came back, finished my 3rd year.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's keep going. Let's do honors,
And that's when we met in 2015, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I chose University of Pretoria because I came from Pretoria Girls High.
Right.
So for me, I was like, I want to stay here.
Pretoria
I don't
girl.
I was like, I don't want Fitz. I don't want you. I was like, I just don't want Joburg because I'm like, it's fast paced.
Yeah.
My personality is not that. Like, I didn't want that.
But hang on. I got to stop you there. Why is Pretoria? I find a lot of Pretoria people, I mean, my wife is one of them, right? Who goes like, Joburg,
Crazy now. I love Joburg.
It's interesting.
Now I'm like, Pretoria.
Yeah.
It's funny how the world works.
Wow.
But,
but then you were a Pretoria girl,
yes,
right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's such a pity that I didn't take TUT seriously, because now I know TUT in terms of drama, the arts.
Right.
I feel like I missed out on a lot.
Yeah.
But obviously, life is life.
Sure.
And purpose is purpose, destiny is destiny. If I had to be a tax, I had to be a tax.
Yeah.
So I know I would have loved to have more training in what I'm doing and stuff. Because everything that I'm doing now, I've learned on the job. More than at school.
Right.
But because I even thought I should have been an after child. I should have.
Yeah.
But I definitely think tax gave me the necessary platform and let me say foundation for especially in terms of the academic part of it, in terms of the theory, in terms of activating the thinking part of it.
Right.
So yeah.
I was actually going to come to that because I think where vocationally we are talking university level, right? This is more academia, right? It's about the book, right?
Yes.
It's about the theory behind this. Now, obviously, with TUT is a different format, right? It's practical. So obviously, just taken from the old technicon, hands-on and whatever.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Interestingly, I wanted to go to Tux when I was, because I thought I want to be the brainy guy.
Okay.
But I think I was so grateful with TUT because there was theory, but more practical work.
Yes.
Because they were preparing us for the industry,
Yes.
right? Industry, you know what I mean? You can argue. They don't care if you know Stanislavski's page 71, right?
Not at all.
But there's the benefits also of the university is if you want to pursue your career as an academic, so this is the place to be, right? Yeah. So I just wanted to, obviously to look at the difference between the two institutions, right?
I wish I knew that earlier.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted tax, and I think I wanted the status of it. I went to tax.
Tax, yeah. No, and you're right, it's status, yeah.
But I like I said, theory, me and books was not a thing.
Yeah.
So I got there and I was really shocked. I'm not doing what I wanted. But I'm very grateful for it nonetheless. Because at the end of the day, we still had the practical side, which is obviously where we met.
Yes. And tell me more about when we met. What was that all about, man?
So I remember.
Rather, you tell the story than me.
Yes, I remember
Yeah.
when we were walking past one of our drama classes.
Right.
The white building.
The white building, yes.
And you were sitting there doing auditions, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
Naledi Chira
Yeah.
was the one who was like, Ole, look, they're doing auditions in here. I'm like, for what?
Yeah.
She's like, let's see, let's just do it. I'm like, okay. I literally went in there to have fun. For me, it was not even an audition. Because I didn't even know what it's about. I knew nothing. So I don't know if you prepped people before, if people had seen the audition notice. I didn't know. Like, I was just like...
That was another challenge we had. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but eventually, because I think announcements went out late or something like that, because I was pulled in late in the thing, like, can you do this? I'm like, yeah, I've got this production. Just send me your students, right?
Yes.
So somehow with the communication, I don't know what happened, and I'm thinking, this keeps on calling people. Let's get more students. Let's get more. I'm like, didn't people know about this?
Yeah.
You know?
Honestly, it was a thing. So it was like, okay, I went in there and we had fun. We did our audition, but I think like you gave us that space to have fun in that space, you know?
Yeah.
And then next thing, I didn't even know what it was called. I was just like, thanks for the audition. Nice meeting you. I think I've seen you on TV, sorry. It was just one of those. It was like, great.
Yeah.
And then... I don't know if it was a week or two later. I don't know. Yeah. And then Ray, I think you worked with Ray as well.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, Leo, you're in this show, wada wada. I'm like, which one?
Yeah.
This one. And they call us crazy. And I'm like, I don't remember. I don't recall. It's like, you remember your audition? And I screamed. I screamed because I'm like, I can't believe I'm going to be on this man's production.
Wow.
I really couldn't believe. I never imagined myself like.
Yeah.
I think for me, like in terms of my drama journey,
Yeah.
I always looked. I looked down on myself. But
Yeah.
I didn't have that confidence that a lot of them had.
Sure.
So that's what I'm saying. Like for me, just being like, I'm gonna be in this show.
Right. Wow.
Let's do it. I was very excited. So
that's awesome.
yeah, that's how we met. And then obviously you took us through the process. We didn't have much time with one another. Like I know you've mentored students and all, but we don't have that story. But just that short amount of time.
We worked.
We worked together.
So let's take a moment to see some of the pics of this production we did, Call Us Crazy. We'll be back. We are back again with Ole, and she's amazing, right? So we're just reminiscing now about the play that I wrote. So it's actually an award-winning production, Call Us Crazy. A little bit about it is I had to separate casts, which is quite interesting for me, a process I've never done before. So I had, and we have to say it as it is, I had a white cast, and then we had the colored Indian cast. And then we had the black female cast and the black male cast.
Yeah.
You were in the black female cast with Naledi Chirwa.
Yes, but we also worked with the men.
You also worked with the men, yes.
I can't remember who else was the other one.
Oh, yes.
Timber and another one. I can see them, but we were with the men.
Yes, now you how far back was that?
No, it was far back.
2015 is a long time ago.
Yeah.
Man. Sure.
It was far
Mandela
back.
was still alive. Right? Yeah, and today is Mandela Day.
It's Mandela Day, yes.
Here we are, right?
Yes.
Wow.
It's very blurry. Like, that's why when you're like, what do you remember? I'm just like,
there's the stuff that, But what I remember with you in the production, together with Naledi, is that your chemistry. I see the guy, but the role of the third character in Call Us Crazy was a very small role. The two ladies were the ones who were carrying the story, and the two of you. Just the chemistry was amazing, and I remember how you guys, because you're playing multiple roles in the show.
Sure.
How was that process for you to play multiple roles?
So I must say your production was my most challenging at UP. If I can take out my most challenging, it's definitely yours, because I think I was so used to the westernized side of things as well. Right. Or if you put on a certain role, like you master that role. So now where I have to be diverse and fall into all these kind of characters, it really challenged me, but in a very good way.
In a good way.
I remember there was one performance, like when we actually had performance nights.
Yeah.
And I fumbled it so badly. but you were so gentle.
Right.
You were so gentle.
Yeah.
And just that reassurance and that comfort then made me be like, okay,
Wow.
I can,
You got this.
I can do it.
Yeah,
And the last night, I did it.
Yeah,
I did it. And I just remember being like,
Yeah.
okay, I enjoyed it to the max. And I think you actually did feel my love for the arts.
Yeah,
You really, really
yeah.
did. It gave me that confirmation.
Right.
But due to my mishaps in trying to get into the industry,
Yeah.
that dies, like
Yeah.
that confidence is just dimmed down. Whereas then
Yeah.
you built that for me, you know?
Right.
Yeah. It was
Let's talk about that journey, because somebody listening is a graduate, right? Who thought when they leave the institution, you know, they're going to be on the billboards, right?
Yes.
And you obviously thought that as well, right? And when that did not happen, how did that make you feel, and what journey did you take?
Yeah. So, in fact, after my third year, we know we have like final year exams, and then
Right.
they bring different agencies to come and scout and stuff. And I was actually selected by Legends. Yeah, they wanted to take me in, and I remember the whole signing process. And then they were like, they don't have theater.
Right.
And that for me was like, I don't know. Can I
Yeah.
go think about it? They're like, yeah, go think, you know. And I was like, I really just want something to do with theater, though. Like, I don't think I want to lose that touch. Theater is what made me, to be honest, you know. But then I was like, you know what, I'm going to do my honors. Let me give it a think, you know.
Yeah.
Rookie move.
Right.
Really, I should have signed there and there, but, you know.
Yeah.
So I did my honors, and then when I thought after my honors, I'm going to go sign with them again. And then it was like, oh, you have to audition again. It's like, oh,
Wow.
okay, I have to
Wow.
audition again, no problem. I'll audition. And then I went into that audition room, fumbled.
Wow.
Like, how it changed, I don't know, Josiah. And they were
Yeah.
just like, you have something in you, and
You're
you just
right,
need to
right.
discover it. And once
Yeah.
you do, you'll be a star.
Yeah.
I remember those words.
Yeah. Wow.
And I was just like, I cried in the car. I cried because I was like,
Sure.
oh, I missed that chance.
Yeah.
Now what?
What?
Because now I didn't know. I didn't
Sure.
know. What am I outside of acting, out of the arts? What's the next chapter?
Wow.
And I sat at home for a few months, unemployed.
Sure. Right.
Unemployed,
Right.
trying to find what am I going to do. So now you fall into that state of depression, of
Right.
tears, and all that stuff.
Right.
But then, being a child of God,
Yeah.
that I found my comfort in Him, in His Word, in
Sure.
prayer, praise
Sure.
and worship, being in church, serving.
Wow.
That builds me up. So that kept me busy. That
Sure.
kept me. I took everything of mine at the altar.
Right.
you know?
Right.
And
right.
that then is where you get revelations. It's
Sure.
where you get, you know,
Right.
what you're supposed to do, more clarity. And then I remember I applied for state theater,
Right.
and it was development intern. And I
Wow.
got it.
Wow.
Even with that one, I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think with me, every job I've gotten, it's always been like
Yeah.
a
We'll
very
see.
chill. As to
yeah.
the ones I really wanted and I was nervous and stuff, but the ones where I was like really relaxed, those are the ones I got.
Wow.
So yeah, I
Wow.
got state theater. And just after 3 months, I got approached by a fashion retail company.
Right.
It was actually Bongwe, but the wife of the husband,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So I didn't get the Bongwe job that I wanted
Right.
initially. So the wife saw my CV and she wanted me to come work for her.
Interesting.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
because I'd got a dream for
Yeah.
doing fashion one day,
Yeah.
I just thought, let me do it. I don't think I'll ever get this chance
You
again.
look the fashionista, let me tell you.
Really?
Yeah, you look like the designer, one of those ladies to come in and say, here's my line, guys, you know.
yes, that's the dream. I won't be
Yeah.
the designer, but I'll
Yeah.
definitely have a
You have a line there,
Yes.
absolutely, yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to take this because I don't know
Yeah.
when else I'll have this opportunity. And I always thought, I'll be back at the arts. I
Yeah.
studied it. I'll have this chance again.
Right.
And I left state theater, like, regretted it later, but now I'm
Yeah.
like, no, it had to happen.
It had to happen.
it had
It
to
had
happen.
to happen, yeah.
So I went to this other company and it just didn't work out.
Right,
it
right.
didn't work out. It exposed me to a lot, which I'm very grateful for.
Yeah.
But it didn't work out. Within like 3 months, done.
Sure.
Another year at home.
Wow.
A whole year. 2017 is which I
Wow.
call my pivotal moment.
Sure.
My kumbaya, my
Wow.
wilderness
Sure.
experience.
Sure.
Because that's where now God downloaded exactly what I need to do.
Wow.
And it's only coming to pass now, by the way.
You know, I'm going to stop you on the number 17
Yes.
in Hebrew,
Yes.
in the numerics, right?
Yes, that's my number.
Yeah. You know,
Number
it
7.
means system change.
Oh, really?
Yes. Every time you check any character, I know I'm now preaching, right? So the church in me is coming out.
Let's do it.
Right? The number 17 in numerics, in Hebrew numerics, it means system change. Everything changes. There's always, talking about that, my Latlamiki was born in the 17th.
Okay.
Right? 2017, Yes. And it was like, we're moving houses from number 17 to 17. It just keeps happening.
Yes.
And every time there's a 17, there's a system change.
Wow.
We've seen that in our lives, and I know it's something big. You know, I could go on in characters in the Bible, but that's the next production, right? But it's interesting that I keep hearing the number 17, something shifts.
Sure.
So, and for you, it was that moment.
So my number 7.
Yeah.
So it means completion, divine completion,
yes, correct,
perfection.
Yeah.
So when I see 7 and 3 as well, those are my numbers. So
yes.
So that's when purpose was really birthed.
Wow. Beautiful.
I still have, and I write, so I journal. So if you look through my journal, every word God has given me, what I'm going to do and stuff, it's all there.
Wow.
And now
and you said now you're seeing those things happening, manifesting now.
Yes.
Wow. That's powerful.
I can definitely tell that he's really bringing those things to life.
Wow.
For instance, after a whole year not doing anything, and then best believe now you have to get activated.
Right.
And I have a saying, one of my beliefs is chase purpose, money will follow.
Chase purpose. Okay, hang on. Say it to the camera.
My mantra is I've got a few.
Yeah.
One of them is chase purpose, money will follow.
Beautiful.
And it might not be for everyone because it's like, but you need money for A, B, and C.
Chase purpose. I like that.
Money will follow.
Yeah.
There were times where you're like, I'm just going there. I don't have the money or whatever, but money somehow comes to go there because you ask, you go there. You don't know what that opportunity is birthing.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know what seed you're planting, what seed you're sowing.
Yeah.
And what you reap from that.
Wow.
So I was just doing whatever I could. That's when I registered my business.
Wow.
Which I didn't think, because I was like, I'm sitting doing nothing. That's where all my business ideas were. And I'm like, okay, this is what's going to happen.
Wow.
Where I knew what brand I'm going to be eventually.
Sure.
That's where everything was birthed. So I was chasing being like a voiceover artist. And that's where I met Weza Matumane. I don't know if you know him. He's the Dial Direct presenter and all.
Okay.
So that's where I met him, and he trained me a bit. Next thing you know, from that experience, he calls me the following year, 2018.
Yeah.
And 2017, I did a photo shoot. In fact, that is your powerful photo shoot. And I had a vision of it.
Yeah.
So it came to pass. I did that photo shoot. I was like, this is Ole who speaks, by the way. That's
Say that again so people can know that brand.
My name is Ole who speaks.
Yes. Beautiful.
So at first, that was presenter, voiceover artist, emceeing, which is that. But now I'm saying speaker.
Wow.
Ole who speaks is going to be a speaker, a mouthpiece for God.
Beautiful. This is awesome. Yeah. You know what I'm seeing with you is such a tremendous growth. I mean, people don't know you from, varsity days, right? And but I always knew something was grounded, about you, right? And your work, showed. You're such a reserved person, but people don't know that, right? You are, right? And but obviously it's because of what we see as the outgoing, right? I know all the actors do that, right? But I know that you're such a reserved person. I know why it is, because it's spiritual.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the reason, right? Because I'm hearing you and I'm hearing stuff that you're saying, how God downloaded you. So would you say 2017 was where God was now changing your direction? And are you regretting any of the things?
No.
You know what I mean?
So I could tell now he's releasing me, and I could see where I'm headed. So Weza Matumane called me, It's like, I need a MC to go to
Right.
Cape Town.
Wow.
This is now my, what?
Yeah.
For Sunmed. It's
Yeah.
like, previously the JNB Med. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh. And it's like, yeah, it was supposed to be mine, but I can't do it. So you go do it.
Wow. Wow.
That was like, oh my word. But
Sure.
I was a Peter. So that's my struggle with, that's been my struggle with
Yeah.
my spiritual life, being tossed and fro.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I hear
always
you.
been
Right.
having one foot in the church, one foot in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah,
That
I
was
hear you.
always my struggle.
Yeah.
And definitely I can say the past 5 years, that's been my walk where it's like,
Yeah.
one moment I'm like, God,
Yeah.
Jesus, save
Yeah.
me. I don't
Yeah.
want to do this anymore. And
Yeah.
it's like the world still grabs you. So that's been my tug of war. But
Right.
I've seen God's grace
Yes,
as we speak.
yes.
So yes, 2017 was that like launching, but I feel like it was a phase of my launching.
Right.
I can't.
Right.
I won't say it's the completion of
Right,
it. Hence
right.
the 777. But
Yeah.
that will be a story for another day.
Wow. Wow.
It will be a story for another day. But from 2017 to 2024,
Yeah.
I believe this is now the phase where preparations of me learning my industry, of
Wow.
getting more clarity of my purpose.
Right,
So
right.
as a producer, did I think
Right.
I'd be a producer? Yes, but for sports radio, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
I never imagined
Wow.
I'd be in the world of sports radio.
Yeah.
And it's like cool from being a sports radio producer
Yeah.
where I knew nothing. Like, by the way, let me just put this out there.
Yeah.
I stopped sports in grade 8. And I only did it in grade 8, and only because we had to. You had to sign cards.
Yeah.
To be like, yes,
Yeah.
I did it.
That's hilarious.
So I'm in
Yeah.
a space where everyone's talking sports. People, Channel O, not Channel O, super sport personalities,
Yeah.
Bothata Moeng,
Yeah.
you know, Mutsidisi Mohono. Like, I'm there like, I don't even know the lingo. I don't know. But I learned. And
Wow.
this year I got Gauteng Women in Sports Awards Media Official of the Year.
Come on, say that again. Yeah, you did what?
Gauteng Women in Sports Media Official of the Year.
Come on, it deserves that. Yeah, awesome.
From
awesome.
knowing nothing, but
Yeah.
learned on the job.
Wow.
So that's what literally the past, I was working there for 5 years, has taught me. And then they also had the TV side of it.
Right.
So because me being enthusiastic and like, I just want to learn.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll shadow.
Wow.
That's how I also got my jobs, by the way. At my previous job, I was shadowing for 3 months.
Wow.
No payment, nothing.
Wow.
So I had to borrow money, but eventually they're like taking you.
I want you to stay on that thing of shadowing
Yeah.
because most of the students, when they leave the institution, they think they'll just be at the helm, right? They'll be at the top,
Yeah.
and now they get angry if I didn't become a producer or a director.
Yeah,
You know
no.
what I mean? A head writer, right? And what you're saying is that there is a process, right?
Yes.
People need, because I've been saying this,
Yes.
I've been preaching this for years. I shadowed. I was kicked
Yes.
out of Isidingo so many times to say, we're not training directors. The following day I was there. 5 times I
Wow.
went, and eventually I was given the opportunity to direct Isidingo,
Wow.
right? But I would not have done that had I not pushed. But
Yes.
for other production houses, I was shadowing.
Yes.
And people think that it's actually beneath you to shadow.
No.
But no.
I still do it.
Yes.
I shadowed for Big Brother this year.
Listen to that. Yeah.
I couldn't imagine I was in that space. And then they were like, it was production secretary. They was like,
Yeah.
oh, the production secretary isn't available. Please just do this day.
Yeah. Wow.
It was such
Wow.
a big production. Luckily, it wasn't like in depth. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't hectic. It wasn't the live production, but it was during rehearsal. So I was
Wow.
like, yay. That was an opportunity because I
Wow.
put myself there.
Yeah.
And same thing with my previous company, which is Vision View. God bless their soul. They've really launched me.
Yeah.
They also have the TV side. Same as well. I'll just
Wow.
follow you on your shoot.
Yeah.
I'll go with you.
Wow.
To the point where it's like, oh, Ole, please do this production. Now I can invoice them. Now they call me up. Like, seriously.
Because you shadowed,
Yes.
you learned the craft. And
Yes.
So it takes a lot on people. So that has to be some humility that comes with it.
It really,
right?
I
Yeah.
think one thing God has taught me is
Yeah.
die to self.
Yes. Yes.
Is the power, is rejection.
Yeah.
What rejection will do to you, but how to overcome that. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm stepping into me now.
Yeah.
Because a lot of rejection,
Yeah.
being overlooked, being
Yeah.
trampled down, all of that stuff
Yeah.
was what happened. So then I had these feelings of insecurity and
Right.
fear and doubt.
Yeah.
Which can be so crippling to
Crippling,
what
yeah.
you've been called to do,
Yeah.
your talent, your skills.
Wow.
My dreams were buried.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I came alive when God was like, now it's time, let's move.
Wow.
When I got my call, let's go. That's when now I'm like, my confidence is back. I know who I am, and no one can derail me from that.
Come on.
I call Satan an identity theft.
Yeah, I like that.
Identity, stealer.
Stealer, yeah.
Yeah.
My mantra on rejection is redirection. Yeah, because
definitely.
at that time you don't see it, right? And it's painful. And then this message is for everybody, not just the graduates. You know, when you feel like, oh, but this is what I studied for, but it doesn't look like this is where the trajectory is going.
Yes.
It's changing. What we don't realize, and I made an example, I was telling Zolani about somebody was reading the book of Job.
Yes.
He started with the last chapter where everything was restored of Job. And this dude says, okay, let me see what happened before. Let me see what happened before. Then it comes to a place where Job was crying, is about to give up.
Yes.
And this dude was so immense and, you know, in the book, and he was saying, no. Don't give up now.
Sure.
If only you know how it ends.
ends.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I felt that was so powerful. We don't know how things are going to end up, right? Your journey when things were going this way or that way, and you thought, oh gosh, no, I've lost it and I'm in this depression mode. And we all go through that, especially in the arts, right? But look at where it was leading you, right?
And it was more character development phase that I had to go through, because remember, God can't take you to the palace with certain things that need to be worked on. So
so where to from now, since now we're running out of time?
Okay.
Where to from now?
Business finally going. I was pushed into it.
Right.
I was like, no, not yet. It's not my time.
Yeah.
But be careful what you wish for, because I 30. I turned 30 last year.
Wow.
Very
Very
powerful and significant age.
Right.
Jesus started his ministry at 30.
Wow.
Joseph became prime minister at 30
Come
of
on.
Egypt.
Come
and
on.
David became king of Israel at 30.
Wow.
So I was like, Lord, when I enter into my 30s, I'm stepping into my calling and my purpose.
Wow.
Be careful what you wish for, because God will be like, okay. That's when I had this holy dissatisfaction afterwards of where I was at. I felt dormant. I felt like just unsettled. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be here. So he told me, quit your job.
Wow.
Quit my job?
Wow.
Why? I had to quit my job.
Sure.
And it was February where the contract was ending, because they usually renewed yearly.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I'm not renewing. Kante, Josiah's power of God.
Yeah.
Me quitting my job, a week later, they let go 90% of the staff.
Wow.
The protection.
Wow.
I
God
was
was protecting you.
Yes, from that. Because I don't know how I would have handled
it was a rejection. It's God's protection.
Exactly.
Wow.
So I left. Now I was like, okay, now what? That's when I was doing shadowing for Big Brother. I was shadowing for INX Media, which is like a Islam network. So I was shadowing those things. Then it's like nothing came out of that. And it's like every door I go to, closed. And you're like, what's happening? Kante Mudim was working with me on restoration.
Wow.
Just to reiterate, remember these plans, remember what I told you. It's time to go.
Wow.
So now I literally got pushed into my business, because I got a contract that I'm working on now with someone for Trace TV.
Wow. Wow.
It's just the production that we're doing. We'll see how far it goes. I don't know. But now I had to invoice under my company, and I didn't want that.
But that's beautiful.
I wasn't ready. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, when you're by the edge of the pool, then it's like, I'm not going in. It's like,
somebody
you'll
has to
learn
push
to swim.
you.
You'll learn, because I know nothing about business. Besides, I'm like, I don't know finances. I don't know how to handle all these things. But I'll learn. So that's me now.
And you've been that girl who learns all the time,
clearly.
right? And God keeps on showing you all these things. Wow! If we had time, right? If we had time, we would. I want to unearth. You know, would you say, and this is the last one before we do the closing, would you say that your faith in God helped you a lot during the hardest of times, you know?
Oh, definitely. Oh, no. If you knew what I was.
Right.
If you, in fact, that's why for me, I'm one of those who weep in the presence of God. Because it's just like the woman who was caught in adultery, or the lady, who was it, Mary Magdalene.
Mary.
She was delivered from 7 demons.
Right.
And just her going at the cross before Jesus.
Right.
Because she knows what she was saved from. That's me.
Wow.
I'm one of those who's like, I know the grace of God.
Yeah.
That he could take me, a lost sheep,
Sure.
he'd leave the 99 to go fetch me.
Wow.
The fact
powerful.
that he would keep time and time again, when I would turn my back on him, he would come to me.
Sure.
That's why I call myself the bride of Christ.
Wow.
Because
powerful.
just like Hosea, he was told, go marry that prostitute.
Yeah.
But that was God symbolizing his love for Israel.
Yeah.
But no matter
With
how
Gomer.
much they turn,
Gomer.
yes.
Yeah.
No matter how much we turn our backs on him, he'd never give up on us.
Wow.
So that's been my journey. And in bad times, good times, all of that, I'm still here because of him. I know that's why my journey, like you're saying, rejection
is redirection.
Because he's the one who was leading me every time. That's why my story is going to be for his glory.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah.
Beautiful. Story for his glory. I mean, I'm hearing that how it rhymes. Well, thank you so much, because I think a lot of, and I talk to graduates now, who think that they did not make it in the industry. Some of them go into drugs, some of them, take their lives, prematurely. And what you're saying is that having faith in God is what steered you in the right direction. That's awesome to know. Few things. I think now this is the last part where in your closing statement, right? I did ask you how we know each other, right? What would you, or around the campus, what was I affectionately known as in your time?
The famous guy. We weren't used to that. I think for Tux, we didn't have like guest lecturers or whatever who were in the industry. We didn't have many. Like, and if there were people in the industry, it wasn't ones who were well known.
Right.
So you were like that face on TV, like, yay!
The famous guy.
So you can imagine like how much it was just, we need to learn as much as we can from this man. And that's why like my rehearsals with you, I'd sit and I'd ask questions. Because I'm like, I don't want to miss it.
Right.
I don't want to miss what I could get from this.
That's awesome. Now, thank you so much.